These are so comfortable.
What's going on, guys? Picsoleated here, back at it again with another review. Today we're looking at a pair of shoes that really surprised me and are really worthy of making some waves in the sneaker game. I'm not joking, you're gonna want to watch this one to the end. That's right, I'm talking about the Under Armour HOVR. This particular pair you see me wearing is the HOVR Phantom. It is also the connected edition, so it connects to the Map My Run app, and we'll get into all the juicy details in a second. Before we get started, feel free to like or subscribe to the channel at any time if you enjoy the video. It helps me out a lot and allows me to create more quality content for you guys. Also, follow me on Insta. With that out of the way, let's get back to the review. The Under Armour HOVR is the latest in Under Armour's line of modern running shoes that can pass off as lifestyle sneakers. It very much seems to be the trend that running shoes start off as, well, running shoes, and if they're won over by the crowd, turn into lifestyle shoes. I gotta say, although these are running shoes, I can definitely see them being worn as lifestyle sneakers. I was fortunate enough for Under Armour to send these to me. This is the mid-cut version of the sneaker, also known as the HOVR Phantom. For those of you that are into it, there's also a low-cut version of the sneaker known as the HOVR Sonic. I'm glad they sent me the mid-top because I love mid-top and high-top sneakers over low-tops. Not that there's anything wrong with low-top sneakers, it's just not my jam. Regardless, this is the mid-top version of the sneaker in this black-red colorway. This is essentially the bread colorway of the HOVR line of sneakers with this interesting marble pattern on the midsole. I actually really dig this colorway. I'm glad they sent me these ones. Now, I think a lot of sizes are selling out, so I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go check them out before they're completely gone. The HOVR Phantom is the first shoe by Under Armour that dons their brand new HOVR cushioning system, and I just want to say before we get into it, it really is noteworthy, and we'll get into why a little later. This cushioning system works in multiple parts. The main HOVR cushioning module is in the center of the midsole and is wrapped in this netting known as the energy web. This energy web is what makes the initially soft and cushy HOVR cushioning system responsive, hence making this a great shoe for runners because it's comfortable and cushy when you walk, but picks up in energy return and responsiveness as you start and continue to run in the shoe. I don't know about you, but that sounds like the best use of cushioning tech I've ever heard. Now, you might be wondering, that sounds good on paper, but does it actually work? Hands down. I really think Under Armour has unearthed a gem with this one, and we'll get into the details of that. These sneakers also come in a record-equipped trim. This is a new term to me, but what it means is you can digitally connect these sneakers to your phone with the popular Map My Run app to record your runs and many other details of your running style. The difference here is whereas you would normally get that information from a smart band on your wrist or something, you're now getting the info from your shoes that have various other sensors embedded in them. So not only does this make the entire process more convenient that you don't have to wear the band, but with those extra sensors you get even more in-depth information like your cadence, stride length, pace, etc. And with the untethered running feature, the shoes will track your activity even if you don't have the app running, and will show you the tracked activity next time you open the app. I can see how this is a total game changer for runners. It's insane, all the added value here. Now you can activate the app and draw, well, you know, the eyes with a long nose you always wanted to draw on the map of your local neighborhood. Here's what I find interesting though. There aren't any replaceable batteries in the shoe or anything, only a built-in battery that is pretty much done once it runs out, but according to Under Armour, the battery is meant to last so long that it outlives the lifespan of the sneaker itself. In other words, you don't have to worry about your battery dying, ever, with the added convenience of not having to charge your shoes or something silly like that. It doesn't get any better than that, really. On top of that, the batteries go into some form of sleep mode or low power consumption mode when they're not in use. They've thought of everything, these guys. The upper of this sneaker is made of several materials. The toe box is clearly a soft knit material. The toe cap portion has this vertical stripe pattern, and the top of the toe box riding through the tongue portion of the shoe has this interesting wavy pattern. Kind of looks like vibrating sound waves in physical form. I don't really know how to describe it other than I've never seen this before on a shoe. I still can't determine whether this is Under Armour's signature threadborne knit or a new knit they're using, but to their advantage, it's much softer than ones I've seen on previous shoes. We then have this padded midsection with parts of the panels being raised, and these side panels are more sturdy than the knit on the toe box. They're also perforated to allow for breathability. Apparently the upper design of the shoe was inspired by biker shorts, and nowhere is this more clear than the side panels of the shoe. The insoles are also made of chamois or chamois. I think that's a material used in bike shorts too, so that's influenced by them as well. They're not removable, though they look cool. At the heel, we have a black plastic heel cup with a red Under Armour logo. It's interesting to note, though, that this heel cup has a little flex to it, meaning it's not as supportive as I hoped it would be, but it definitely looks great. Then around the ankle area, you have the all black sock collar. This portion of the shoe seems to be made of a knit material as well. Whether it's the same as the wavy knit on the toe box and tongue, I'm not sure, but it's very comfortable on the foot. Not extremely tight or anything like that. In fact, this is probably one of the most comfortable sock collar having midfoot shoes I've ever owned. Shout out to the other ones that squeeze the blood out of your ankle veins. The sock collar has a tongue pull tab but not a heel pull tab, which I find really odd because the tongue pull tab definitely helps when putting on this shoe, but I constantly have to slide my finger in the back. What? and pull it up for it to unfold and sit right behind my foot, because the back will always collapse when you're putting on a shoe due to the soft sock collar and knit upper. Truthfully, this is a minor inconvenience since the sock collar isn't as tight and difficult to put on as other midfoot shoes I've worn with sock collars, but with almost every shoe having a heel pull tab nowadays, this seems like an unwarranted oversight. Pretty much any shoe with a sock collar should have a pull tab in my opinion. Still, kudos to Under Armour for making these so comfortable it doesn't even matter. You have these flat black laces with red speckles in them coordinating with the rest of the colorway of the sneaker, and then we have my favorite and most important part of the shoe, the midsole. We did go over a few tidbits about it in the start, but we're going to cover it more extensively now. This is the Under Armour HOVR Phantom midsole. It's got this white marble print on the outside and is actually segmented into separate portions. You can see these two outside sections that are made of a pretty soft material. I'm not sure if it's the same as the HOVR cushioning or not. It could presumably be Phylon, but then we have this red webbing looking thing in the middle. You see it being exposed in the back, center, and through tiny slits in the sides of the midsole. This is the HOVR cushioning unit planted in the center of the shoe, and boy does it change the game. The HOVR cushioning was created in conjunction with a chemical company known as Dow Chemical. No, it's not the stock market indicator. It is made with olefin and what is being called the energy web, as I mentioned earlier. So the energy web is the red webbing you see encapsulating the cushioning unit, and it provides that responsiveness and energy return to counteract the cushiness of the cushioning during running. I think this is truly remarkable because it makes the shoe comfortable while walking and responsive while running, and what I say after this might blow you away. I personally think that this might be the best, if not the second best cushioning system in the market right now, and I'm not just saying that because they sent these to me. This is actually better than plenty of other shoes I've worn when it comes to comfort. I particularly enjoy it more than certain other leading company shoes because it's not as collapsible as those shoes too. It's hard to explain this point, but without getting too deep into it, sometimes I'll wear other shoes to the gym and where I'm trying to do different things, like go on the Stairmaster, and every time I step on the corner of the stair, the midsole is too soft and bends a little too much to the point I feel the bend pushing against my feet. With these, not only are they soft and comfortable, but they're not too soft to the point of causing me discomfort during certain forms of training, which is a plus. Then we have the thin black rubber pimply looking midsole. Nothing out of the ordinary here. It's given me decent grip so far, nothing to complain about. I do have one gripe with the shoe though. It's the upper. Don't get me wrong, I love how soft and comfortable the upper is. I'm absolutely amazed at how well it actually fits my foot, but it is a tad boxy and roomy for my taste. As much as I want to say it's the perfect fit, it just feels like there's a little too much room in the top part of the shoe that needs to be consolidated. It sort of feels like the shoe was made for feet that are taller than mine, if that makes sense. Like the foot would have to be vertically thick, not wider, not longer, because the length and width of the shoe are perfect, just a little vertically thick. Alright, now I'm veering off track. Once again, not a big deal, but there's just a tad bit of room on the upper part of the shoe. Otherwise, the fit is perfect. So my recommendation to Under Armour, you've created an amazing, game-changing cushioning system. Run with it. Now the key is to get your upper game on point. I know you guys have it in you. Put that upper design team to work. Something tells me the HOVR Sonic has a more firm-fitting upper than these, but that's for the runners to find out. The HOVR Phantom is described as the more comfortable pair out of the two and designed for people who prefer all-over comfort versus running performance. The HOVR Sonic is better for that. So keep that in mind if you're an avid runner. As for sizing, I would recommend going true to size. These are my true to size 10, and they fit perfectly. I have no issues with the shoes sizing at true to size, and I reckon you won't either. The shoe fits very comfortable. It hugs your foot almost at optimal hug strength. Seriously, Under Armour has cornered the perfect foot huggers market with these. I have no trouble putting them on, no random places where the shoe is too tight or too loose. They might have even snuck in while I slept and took my exact foot measurements. These are so perfect. Overall, I love the colorway. The fit is perfect. The new cushioning tech is a winner and possibly near the top rank of all new cushioning tech that's been introduced in the last few years in my eyes. The design is great, but the upper could be improved, and the connected features are supremely impressive. If you took anything from this review, please hit that like or sub button. I really want to know what you guys think about these shoes. If you think Under Armour is about to change the game or not, let me know in the comments below. Catch you later. Picsoleated is hovering out.